In the last few videos, we have learned how to use classes in Dart, and there is one more language feature that is often used with classes in Dart, and that feature is called a mixin. So in this example, I'm going to show you what a mixin is and how to use it. So over here, I have a modified version of the person class that we created before. And as you can see, I've added an extra argument called weight. So in this example, I want to show you how to calculate the body mass index for a person, which is also known as the BMI. And then we will see how we can use a mixin in this context. So first of all, I want to add a method to calculate the BMI of a person. So this is going to be a double, and it's going to be called calculate BMI, like this. And in here, I can return weight divided by height times height. And this is the formula to calculate the BMI. Now, this works, and if I wanted, here I could print the person.calculate BMI, like this. And if I run this code, we can see that the BMI is printed on the console. Okay, so now that we have done this, we can introduce a mixin. And you can think of a mixin as a way to extend the functionality of existing classes. So let's see how this works in practice. Over here, I'm going to create a new mixin BMI, and then I'm going to copy the code from this method and paste it into the mixin, like this. And because I moved this method inside the mixin, then I get some errors because the width and height are not defined. So in order to address this, I'm going to pass them in as arguments. So I can type double weight and double height, like this. And now that I've done this, I'm going to add BMI as a mixin to the person class. And the way to do this is by typing width and the name of the mixin, which in this case is BMI, like this. By the way, once I do this, I see that I get a new error. And this is because both the person class and the BMI mixin define a method called calculate BMI. So what I'm going to do now is to replace this method, and instead here I'm going to add a computed variable. So here I can type double get BMI and then arrow operator, and then calculate BMI with weight and height, like this. And the reason I can do this is that the calculate BMI method is defined inside the mixin, and I have added this mixin to the person class over here. So finally, I can update my print statement to just say print person.bmi, like this. And if I run this code, then I can see that it prints the same value as it did before. Okay, so this is how we can use mixins in practice. So let me go through this once again. First of all, we create a mixin by using the mixin keyword. And inside the mixin, we can add instance variables and methods like we would do for a regular class. Then we can add a mixin to a class by using the with keyword, like this. And this means that we have access to all the variables and methods that we have defined in the mixin inside our class. And in this case, we have decided to use this to create a computed property called BMI, which returns the result of the calculate BMI method that we have defined inside the BMI mixin. So there are cases where mixins are useful, especially when we want to extract some functionality from our classes so that it can be reused. And we will see some examples of how to use mixins in this course. By the way, there is more about mixins than I have covered in this video. So if you want to learn more about mixins, then you can head over to this section of the Dart language tour. Okay, so let's continue on the next video.